So, this week you're going to learn about form enhancement and validation. You're going to be doing some custom validation using JavaScript, and you're also going to be using a jQuery plugin. So, it is important that you read through the JavaScript data validation, the jQuery validation. These are new. And then if you don't remember how to process HTML5 form elements, or you're a little fuzzy on DOM, event, and event objects, this would be your opportunity to kind of review. Make sure you at least go through section 1 and 2. Those are new. I would also like you to go through section 3. And then section 4, if you're fuzzy on DOM events and event objects. So basically, each one of these tell you how to set up custom validation. And there's some very specific steps you need to take to get it to work. None of these sections is particularly long. So it's not going to take you very long to read through it and look at the examples. If you don't take the time to read through it and look at the examples, you're going to have a really hard time doing the assignment. So make sure you go through this. So you're going to go through JavaScript and jQuery, and then you're going to go through the programming assignment instructions, and I'm giving you starter files for this. So you're going to create a Lesson 12 folder. You're going to download this first one. And then you need to save it as Vacation Club JavaScript. This will go into your Lesson 12 folder. You'll download that file again and save it as Vacation Club jQuery. And then you only have one confirmation page. And then you've got some CSS you're going to have to save into a CSS folder, a graphic that'll go into your media folder. Then you're going to open up your JavaScript file, and you're going to change the HTML to allow for custom error handling. And I did try to highlight the areas that you need to change. And then you are going to have to add a little script tag to the bottom, and you're going to have to actually create this script file, and it should go into a JS folder. Now, this is going to be similar to the example from the notes, but there are some differences here, because in the example, it was only dealing with text boxes. And you have a drop-down list, and you also have checkboxes. So you have a couple different elements here that you are going to have to provide editing for. Okay, so here is what your list looks like, okay, or your data list. And so I am kind of giving you a little help so that you can determine, if they've checked something off or not, or if they've selected it. So I'm also giving you a little bit of help with the check boxes to determine if they're turned on or not. But this season list and these checkbox elements do have to be part of this nested if else. Okay, so you're going to have to add those to the bottom. I have no doubt you're not going to have any problem with the text box elements because that's what the example has, but you're going to have to do a little bit more thinking for your data list and checkboxes. And that is why you may very well want to review how to process the HTML5 form elements, because it does tell you how to process checkboxes and data lists in here. So this first exercise will probably be a little bit more difficult for you. And once you complete this, then you're going to move on to the jQuery validation using the Validate plugin. And the Validate plugin is actually pretty cool. So I think you guys are going to like it. Your file is going to look very similar to this. And the format of this is for that plugin. Okay, so you will do something very similar. Now, if you get stuck, and I fully expect some of you to get stuck in the jQuery and the JavaScript sections. You are going to have to transfer your files and let me look at them so I can point you in the right direction. So once you get both of these done, then you're going to add links to your menu and you'll enter done into the Dropbox. Once you finish that, you are going to continue working on your term project. The third and final milestone is not due until the 21st. So you still have another week to get that done. And as always, let me know if you have questions, problems. Feel free to stop by during any of my online office hours, since I have so many of them now. So feel free to stop by, and I'm happy to help.